Hello everyone, this is the Cherry Shroom Fairy, and for this video I wanted to share a download that I received from meditation. As I was meditating, some stuff started to happen in my external reality. The cool thing about meditating is that it teaches you how to stay grounded and peaceful, and it helps you notice how your body wants to react to your external reality when you don't need to react. You can stay in peace. So I was meditating and there was a lot of chaos going on, and my body started to react to the certain emotions, but at the same time I also understood that the sounds that were causing this reaction in my body don't necessarily have to cause that specific reaction. There is an infinite amount of perspectives you can take on anything in life, and there is always going to be a perspective that can raise your vibration. So I started thinking, why do we take a certain perspective on things to feel a way that isn't particularly high vibrational? Like, why am I doing this to myself? Why am I instantaneously just holding on to this perspective and feeling a low vibrational emotion when I know that there's infinite perspectives to everything, and that there is a perspective out there that I can take upon this situation that can raise my vibration? And this is what I do. This is what the mind is for. The mind is for thinking about that other perspective that can raise your vibration. If you use your mind this way, you can take control of your life and be able to control your experience of life. But at the same time, there are emotions that will resurface. I mean, it's not natural and healthy to want to be happy all the time or high vibrational all the time, although it is super possible. There will always be low vibrational emotions that need to be released from yourself. The purpose of us feeling these low vibrational emotions, fear and anger and anxiety, is so that we can release them and they're no longer in our body. But there is a right way and a wrong way of dealing with these emotions, and I don't want to say right and wrong, more so a way that will release them and then you can move on, and there is a way where you will release them but then hold on to a perspective and not move on from that emotion, prolong the emotion, and thus continue to create more of that low vibrational emotion when you don't have to anymore because you already released it. So the way that probably all of us do it unconsciously is, so we feel the emotion and our brains quickly scan our reality and pick something with a certain perspective that will logically be the cause of this emotion, but our external reality is never the cause of our internal experience. You can trick yourself and convince yourself that the reason why you're feeling a certain way is because of an external circumstance, but really it is your own internal perspective on that circumstance that's creating your own emotional experience. So during meditation, I received this download of the way that we are supposed to allow these emotions to resurface and then release them without attaching ourselves to the emotion. This is the way that it happens. So we feel the emotion coming up. Our brains will most likely immediately look for a scapegoat for the feeling. So say that we're feeling annoyance. Our brains will scan our external reality and pick something that can logically cause us to be annoyed. Instead of putting our mental focus on the external thing that is causing our annoyance, we circle back around into, we detach, we center in ourselves, we focus on the emotion, we notice what chakra this is emanating from. So annoyance would be of the heart chakra, because if your heart chakra is expanded and you love everyone and you have compassion for everyone, you can't really be annoyed at anything. If you're feeling an emotion, think about like where on your chakras is coming from and focus on that chakra instead of focusing on the external reality that my brain has told me is the cause for my annoyance. I focus on my internal chakra and I heal that particular chakra. And so as I'm healing this chakra, I'm feeling the annoyance. I'm not burying it. I'm not trying to not feel it. I feel it fully, but then I also focus on healing the chakra that it relates to, and then this feeling is released. Now when we do it the other way, the way that most of us probably do it, is we focus on the external circumstance that's causing our emotion, and most of the time that external circumstance, it's outside of our control. So by putting all this focus on that external thing that's causing an unpleasant emotional experience within us, we are essentially putting ourselves into a victim mentality, that thing is causing my suffering and I can't do anything about it. And we fixate on that. We focus on that and we almost obsess over it because we can't do anything about it, but it's causing such discomfort in us. When we find ourselves, our brain, picking an external circumstance to be the reason for our unpleasant emotion, we remember that there are an infinite amount of perspectives you can take on anything, and there is a perspective that will bring you peace and happiness about that thing that your brain is saying is the cause of your unpleasant emotional experience. If you start to see your life in this way, you'll just become even more powerful of a manifester, and you'll also move through healing of your light body a lot faster, especially right now during this ascension time, this quarantine time. We're all ascending together, we're all having to release and face our fears. So if you take on this perspective, it'll just make the whole process a lot easier. Thank you for watching, and I wish you all a lot of peace, love, and happiness. Bye.